Hey everyone, welcome back to the Paradise Listings channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah Rose. I'm a real estate advisor and I'm also the co-founder of Paradise Listings right here in the beautiful Riviera Maya, Mexico. On our channel, we help people from really all over the world understand what it's really like to live and invest in Mexico. We cover everything from the lifestyle to relocation tips to the beautiful paradise listings themselves, right? And investment opportunities so that you can feel out whether Mexico could be right for you. If you've started doing your research into what goes into owning a home down here in Mexico, you may have come across some people questioning whether it's really necessary to work with a real estate lawyer, right? It's a question I've seen pop up in Facebook groups and forums, so I thought it could probably be useful to a lot of you to make a video on the topic so that you can understand exactly what the role of a lawyer is in a real estate transaction in Mexico. Legal oversight is really at the core of what we do at Paradise Listings. It's one of our huge differentiators. My husband and I, we didn't just build this agency simply to help people find their little piece of paradise. We built it to help people be able to do so safely. After moving from Canada to Mexico myself, I experienced firsthand how exciting and at times overwhelming and confusing it can be to navigate a completely different country, different language, a different legal system, and a different process of buying a home here. So at the same time, my husband Javier had spent many years representing buyers, investors, property owners through his law firm here in Playa del Carmen, helping people solve problems that very often could have been completely avoided with the right guidance from the start. So what we both noticed was a significant gap in the market. Many buyers were being shown these beautiful homes, these attractive developments, and promising investment opportunities, but very few were receiving the level of guidance necessary to make an informed decision about what they were buying, how the transaction needed to be structured, what risks existed, and whether the opportunity truly aligned with their goals. And that is why we created Paradise Listings. Today, we are proud to be the only real estate agency in the Riviera Maya with a fully integrated in-house legal team. So our clients don't just gain access to experienced real estate advisors, they also benefit from a dedicated legal team that supports and oversees the transaction from beginning to end. Buying a home in Mexico is just this incredible life-changing decision, right? But you need proper legal guidance if you want it to be life-changing for the better, right? So our goal is simple. Our goal is to provide the clarity, the transparency, and professional guidance that will allow you to move forward with peace of mind. Moving from Canada to Mexico really truly was one of the best decisions of my life. It's been awesome to purchase multiple properties down here, and we want it to be one of the best decisions of your life if it's something that you're thinking about doing. Now, like I mentioned, today's question is one we sometimes see people question. Do you actually need a lawyer when buying property in Mexico? And the short answer is yes. But more importantly, you need to understand why. One of the biggest assumptions we see is that people think buying property in Mexico works exactly the same as it does back home. So, it's completely understandable that people think like that, but Mexico has a different legal system, different institutions, different regulations, different procedures, and you're often going to be dealing with a different language, Spanish, right? Now, technically speaking, it isn't legally mandatory for you to hire a lawyer in a real estate transaction in Mexico. You could buy a home without one, right? Would I recommend it? Absolutely not. And the reason has nothing to do with Mexico being unsafe. In fact, thousands of people successfully purchase property in Mexico every year and feel amazing about that decision for years to come. The reason is much simpler. Buying property anywhere is one of the biggest financial decisions most people will ever make. And when you're doing it in a different country, within the context of a different legal system and language, having someone looking out specifically for your interests becomes really essential. So one of the biggest misconceptions we hear is that because a Notario Público is involved in a real estate transaction in Mexico, buyers assume that they don't need a lawyer. A Notario Público is an extremely important part of the process in Mexico. Right? They are highly trained legal professionals appointed by the government whose role is to verify that the transaction complies with Mexican law, calculate and collect taxes. They're the ones responsible for formalizing the deed and registering the property. So a little different than in the States or Canada. But here's what most people don't realize. The notario doesn't represent you. They are a neutral party. They are not there to negotiate contract terms on your behalf or explain risks from your perspective or advise you on whether a particular transaction is really to your best interest. That's where a lawyer comes in. A good real estate lawyer is going to represent you. Their job is to review contracts, explain exactly what it is that you're signing, verify ownership, investigate the property's legal history, identify potential issues before they become your issues. They'll look for things like unpaid debts, liens, legal disputes, outstanding taxes, missing permits, or anything else that could affect your ownership over the property. And if you're purchasing a property in a condominium, they'll verify that the property is in good standing with the HOA so that you don't inadvertently inherit any problems with the property. If you're looking at purchasing a pre-sale property, they'll review the developer and their track record for delivery, permits, and their ownership over the land. They'll make sure the contract contains protections for you in the event of delays or any other issues. And at Paradise Listings, we're very selective about the pre-sale opportunities we present to our clients. Pre-sales can offer fantastic opportunities, but they also require a higher level of due diligence because with a pre-sale, you're buying something that hasn't been completed yet. So you're buying the promise of something. It's not something tangible that we can go in and evaluate. So before moving forward, you want to know exactly who the developer is, whether they own the land, whether all their permits are in place, how the project is being financed, and what protections exist if construction is delayed, right? These are questions that should be answered before signing contracts and sending deposits. And unfortunately, some of the biggest mistakes we see happen are when buyers move too quickly. They sign contracts that they haven't fully understood. They rely on verbal promises that never make it into writing. They skip due diligence because they're afraid of missing out on a property. They get hit with some FOMO. And the excitement when you start looking for a property is palpable. It's understandable, but it should never replace verification. The reality is that legal support is not an expense. It's risk management. The cost of legal review is small compared to, the value of the investment that you're protecting. And one mistake can end up costing far more than involving the right professionals from the very beginning. So that's why at Paradise Listings, legal oversight isn't an afterthought. It's built into everything that we do. Our real estate advisors and legal team work together from the very beginning to help our clients understand not only what they're buying, but how they're buying it. Because our goal is, it's not simply to help you find a property in Mexico to call home. Our goal really is to help you buy with confidence and avoid all of those unnecessary risks and make sure that, what should be one of the most exciting decisions of your life becomes one of the best decisions of your life. So, do you need a lawyer when buying property in Mexico? What do you think? In my opinion, absolutely yes. Not because buying property in Mexico is inherently risky, but because having the right legal guidance allows you to move forward with clarity, with confidence, and with peace of mind. A lawyer's role isn't just to solve problems, it's to help prevent them in the first place by making sure that you understand exactly what you're buying, how the transaction is structured, and whether there are any risks or issues that need to be addressed before you commit yourself. At Paradise Listings, that's exactly why we've built our business the way that we have. We believe finding the right property is only half of the equation. Buying it safely is just as important. So if you're thinking about purchasing a home or an investment property or maybe a second home, a vacation home in Mexico, we'd absolutely love to help you. Whether you're still exploring the idea, toying around with it, or you're ready to start looking at properties, our team is here to guide you through every step of the process. And if you found today's video helpful or useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the Paradise Listings channel, and share it with anyone who might be considering moving to Mexico or involved in your decision to move to Mexico. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you have any questions about buying property in Mexico, leave them in the comment section below. We read every single comment and love hearing from you. All right, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.